Although Idi Amin regime is widely remembered for its controversies and displacement of many Ugandans, one undeniable aspect of his time in power was the spotlight it brought to the Ugandan sports. Amidst the turmoil, Uganda made global headlines with formidable sporting achievements. From John Akiboy's historic gold medal in the 1972 Munich Olympics to John the Beast Mugabe's remarkable performance in the boxing ring, Uganda was establishing itself as a powerhouse in several disciplines. Amidst these achievements, one stands out as the crowning moment in Uganda's sports history. The national football team, commonly known as the Uganda Cranes, reaching the finals of the African Cup of Nations in 1972 in Accra, Ghana. It was a tournament that captured the hearts of Ugandans and placed Uganda firmly on the map of African football. So in this episode of Africa in History, we dive into the story of how Uganda Cranes achieved this remarkable feat, from the dawn of the Ugandan football to the road of the 1978 AFCON Final. Football was introduced in Uganda in the late 19th century by the Anglican missionaries from the United Kingdom. Notably, Archdeacon Reverend Robert Henry Walker of the Namirembe Church Missionary Society played a pivotal role in 1897 by arranging for a football to be sent from England, thereby introducing the game to the region. He was supported by George Lawrence Pickington, who diligently coached boys at the Mengo School, with early matches played at the Kakeka in Mengo. Another significant figure was Alexander Gordon Fraser, who brought football to Uganda in 1900, and for 4 years later established a soccer field at the King's College Budo, a school founded for sons of the Ugandan chiefs. Now the sports quickly gained popularity, becoming a favorite pastime amongst Ugandans. So in 1924, the Kampala Football Association, the KFA, was established, organizing football competitions and fostering the growth of the game. A major cup competition known as the Kabaka Cup was introduced, presented by the Kabaka Daudi Chwa II. Teams such as the Budo School and the All Boys participated, each winning a trophy on several occasions. Now over the time, other teams like the Public Work Department, the Entebbe Government Printing Press, and the Kenya and the Uganda Railways Harbours rose to prominence in the tournament. Now the game became more physical, leading to school teams like Budo School withdrawing from the competition. So by the 1950s, the Kabaka's Cup was administered by the Uganda Football Association, with more than 30 teams entering the competition. Now, despite political challenges in the 1950s, the Kabaka's Cup remained the most prestigious cup competition in the country until the launch of the Ugandan Cup in 1971. Now, the KFA later evolved into the Uganda Football Association, the UFA, which became affiliated with the Federation of International Football Association, FIFA, and the Confederation of the African Football Association, the CAF, in 1960, integrating Ugandan football into the global arena. So in 1962, the Ugandan national football team, known as the Uganda Cranes, made their first significant impact on the continental stage by finishing fourth in the African Cup of Nations held in Ethiopia. This achievement marked Uganda's emergence as a competitive force in the African football. Now, the establishment of Kampala and District Football League further contributed to the development of football in Uganda. So by 1966, the league had 3 tiers, with the first division, second division, and third division divided into north and south zones. Teams such as Express FC, Bitumastic FC, Zambia FC, Masaka FC, Kofi FC, Ginger FC all participated in these competitions, enhancing their competitive landscape of the Ugandan football. Now, the evolution of the Ugandan football since 1962 has been significant, with sports growing from a developing pastime into main sports in Uganda. The establishment of various leagues and competitions, along with the national team participating in continental tournaments, had fostered a rich football culture in the country. Now, this foundational effort laid the groundwork for the development of football in Uganda, culminating in the national team's remarkable journey to the 1978 African Cup of Nations final in Accra, Ghana. At the tournament in Ghana, Uganda was placed in Group B alongside Congo-Brazzaville, Morocco, and Tunisia. They began their campaign with a convincing 3-1 victory over Congo, showcasing their attacking prowess. This was followed by an impressive 3-0 win against Morocco, a result that surprised many and demonstrated their growing confidence. Now, despite a 3-1 loss to Tunisia in their final group match, Uganda advanced into the semi-final, having secured enough points from their early victories. In the semi-final, Uganda faced Nigeria, a team renowned for its skill and tactical discipline. Now, the match was intensely competitive, but the Cranes emerged victorious with a 2-1 win, earning them a historic place in the AFCON Finals. Now, this achievement marked Uganda's first and to date only appearance in the African Cup of Nations final, signaling the arrival of a formidable force in the African football. Now, as the Uganda Cranes stepped onto the pitch at the Accra Sports Stadium on March 16, 1978, they carried the hope of an entire nation. Their journey to the final was a testament of their resilience, skill, and unity. And here was the starting lineup that represented Uganda in the historic final against Ghana. Paul Sally, the goalkeeper, Jimmy Chirunda, who was the captain and a defender, Tom Lwanga, who was also another defender, Michael Chiganda, a defender, Sam Museze, a defender, Philip Omondi, a midfielder, Godfrey Chizito, a midfielder, Moses Nsereko, who was also a midfielder, Stanley Tanka Mobiru, a forward, Eddie Semwanga, who was also a forward, Opio John Latigo, a forward. All these were strong men and ready to represent their country. So on March 16, 1978 at the Accra Sports Stadium, Uganda faced the host nation Ghana in the final. The Black Stars, buoyed by their home support, proved a formidable opponent. Now Ghana scored a 2-0 victory with both goals being scored by Opoko Afriye, earning them their third AFCON title. Now despite the loss, the Cranes' remarkable journey to the final remains a defining moment in Uganda's football history, inspiring future generations and fostering a deep-seated passion for sports across the nation. Now, following their remarkable journey to the 1978 African Cup of Nations, the Uganda Cranes faced a prolonged period of challenges to the quest to return to the continental stage. Now, for nearly 4 decades, the team grappled with nearly misses and disappointment, striving to recapture their former glory. Now, throughout the 1980s and 90s, the Cranes came close to qualifying for the AFCON Finals on several occasions, but they were often thwarted in the final stages of the qualifiers. Political instability, limited resources, and administrative challenges within the country's football federation contributed to these setbacks. Now, despite these challenges and passion evident in the Ugandan football, the Cranes were unable to secure a spot in the tournament during that period. Now, the turning point came in 2016 when Uganda ended a 38-year absence from the AFCON tournament. Now, the Cranes secured their place in the 2017 edition held in Gabon by defeating Comoros in a 1-0 victory in a decisive qualifier, with Farouk Mia scoring the crucial goal. Now, this victory sparked nationwide celebrations as Uganda returned to the continental stage after nearly 4 decades. In the tournament, Uganda was placed in Group D alongside Ghana, Egypt, and Mali. Now, despite valiant efforts, the Uganda Cranes exited the group stage after narrow losses to Ghana and Egypt, and a 1-1 draw with Mali. Their performances, however, were commendable and reignited the nation's passion for football. Now, building on the previous successes, the Cranes qualified for the 2019 AFCON Finals held in Egypt. They topped their qualification group, showcasing improved performances and consistency. In the tournament, Uganda was placed in Group A with Egypt, DRC Congo, and Zambia. Now, the Cranes achieved a historic 2-0 victory over DRC Congo, drew 1-1 with Zimbabwe, and lost 2-0 to Egypt, advancing to the Group 16 for the first time since 1978. Their journey ended after a 1-0 defeat to Senegal, and their progress was a testament to the team's development and resilience. Now, the Cranes continued their upward trajectory by securing qualifications for the 2025 AFCON Finals scheduled to be held in Morocco. Now, their qualification was confirmed after South Sudan defeated Congo in a 3-2 loss, ensuring Uganda's advancement with 2 games to spare. Now, in the qualifiers, Uganda was placed in Group K alongside South Africa, Congo, and South Sudan. Now, the Cranes demonstrated impressive form, securing crucial victories and finishing second in the group with 13 points, narrowly behind South Africa. As the team prepared for the 2025 tournament, there is a renewed sense of optimism and a belief among Ugandan supporters. Now, the Cranes' aim is to build upon the recent successes and make a significant impact on the continental stage, drawing inspiration from their storied history and the unwavering support of their nation. So if you found this video informative and engaging, don't forget to give it a like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow. This has been Regan for Africa in History, and see you in another video.